Welcome to this episode of Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast. I'm your host, Jen Matney. I'm a holistic nutritionist living on the South Shore of Massachusetts. I work collaboratively with individuals to identify their health concerns and create a personalized plan to begin their journey to health. I remain deeply committed to educating individuals on health-building foods and lifestyle practices that support their personal choices and well-being. In the Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast, I'll be focusing on the many facets of nutrition, food, health, and wellness, sharing information from my clinical experience, life experience, and what I'm currently studying. Let's go! Quickly, before I begin, please keep in mind this podcast is meant for educational purposes only and should never be used as a replacement for medical diagnosis or medical treatment. Any listener with existing medical problems should consult with an integrative, functional, or medical doctor. Let's dive right into our topics today. We'll be focusing on micronutrients and phytonutrients in today's episode, as well as exploring the many functions micros and phytos perform in our bodies. We'll also highlight some superfoods that I recommend that contain high levels of these nutrients. And lastly, we'll focus on a listener question and highlight one of these compounds for a more in-depth understanding. Let's start out with micronutrients. Micronutrients include vitamins and minerals, and these compounds are responsible for sustaining us and providing necessary cofactors for our body's metabolic processes. Now that sounds pretty complex and vague, so let's break that down even further. Every single day, our bodies maintain multiple vast systems so that we can walk and talk, breathe, and move around. In order to accomplish the balance of these systems, energy has to be exchanged, food has to be broken down, and molecules have to be built back up. All of these activities, called metabolic processes, require micronutrients. Micronutrients serve as the raw materials in these incredibly important functions in our bodies. To break down the category of micronutrients a little bit further, there are vitamins and minerals. Vitamins are organic materials created by plants and animals. Vitamins fall into two categories: fat-soluble vitamins, which dissolve in fats and oils, and water-soluble vitamins, which dissolve in water. Some of these vitamins include B vitamins, vitamin C, A, D, E, and K. And it's important to note that certain compounds or vitamins help other vitamins to become more easily absorbed. For example, fat-soluble vitamins should always be consumed with high-quality fats to support absorption. You might be thinking, well, that's great, but Jen, I don't know which ones are fat-soluble and which ones are water-soluble. That's a really great question, and there's a really easy way to remember with the mnemonic device: all dogs eat kidney. So vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat-soluble vitamins. Now we're going to move on to minerals. And minerals are not materials created by living organisms. Instead, these compounds are found in soil and water, where they're consumed by plants and animals we then eat. Minerals also contain two subcategories, which include macrominerals, or minerals we need in large amounts, and microminerals or trace minerals that we need in very small amounts. Some examples of macrominerals include phosphorus, potassium, and calcium. And some trace minerals include iodine, zinc, and iron. Now, vitamins and minerals are really fascinating in that we must consume them in our diets. Our bodies don't make vitamins or minerals, so it's important that we consume a varied whole food diet. These compounds perform such vital roles as producing energy, maintaining our body tissue, supporting our immune system, and regulating our heartbeats, among millions of other metabolic processes, Without enough vitamins and minerals, and without a variety of these compounds, our bodies can experience some serious distress. Deficiency in one vitamin or mineral can create serious problems in the body because of the vital part they play in our health. On the other hand, balancing a serious nutrient deficiency can markedly improve your health and well-being. All right, so now that we've covered micronutrients, we've covered vitamins, we've covered minerals, and we've given you guys an understanding of how they play a role in the body, let's move on to phytonutrients. Phytonutrients, or plant alkaloids, are extremely powerful antioxidants. These are the parts of the plants that naturally fend off predators and support the plant to survive in the wild. And these nutrients have special anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties that support plant health. So, when we consume plants, we consume these magical nutrients. Phytonutrients are responsible for balancing our neurohormonal health, decreasing inflammation, eliminating toxins from the body, supporting eye health, and the list really goes on and on. Studies show that phytonutrients can also be responsible for preventing cancer. There are quite a few different types of phytonutrients, so we won't be getting into all of the names or what function each subcategory performs in the body. However, some phytonutrients even create pigmentation or color in fruits and vegetables. Remember from a couple of episodes ago, we talked about the eating mantra, eat the rainbow. By eating your colors, you're eating specific phytonutrients in each color. And each phytonutrient offers different health support for your body. This is why eating the rainbow is such a powerful mantra for me. Like I said earlier, I picture the rainbow and all the different colors supporting my health in different ways. And that helps me to keep choosing whole foods to build my health. Some phytonutrients are colorless, but they usually accompany these pigmented phytonutrients in colorful fruits and vegetables, so you'll be eating them along the way. To sum up today's topics, you need both micronutrients and phytonutrients on a daily basis to support your health. While supplementation of these compounds can be really helpful for individuals who are ill or dealing with a deficiency, your best source of these nutrients is nutrient-dense whole foods. It's important to note that consuming a varied whole food diet will provide you with the wide array of micros and phytos your body needs. Before we move on to highlighting a listener question, I wanted to mention some of my favorite superfoods, or those foods that are highly nutrient-dense. These are foods that I eat regularly and I recommend regularly to my clients. If you listeners would like to hear more about a health-boosting food on my list, or another one you might have heard about, please leave a comment and let me know. So some of my favorite superfoods to recommend include nutritional yeast and seaweed. Now stay with me here. Nutritional yeast is this really tasty dairy-free cheese alternative. I know yeast doesn't sound very appetizing, but it's very savory, very cheesy, and very delicious. I use nutritional yeast in my soups, my tomato sauces, I sprinkle it on my eggs. Honestly, this yummy superfood goes with almost anything. Nutritional yeast is a significant source of B vitamins and trace amounts of vital minerals including chromium, iron, magnesium, and zinc. It's tasty, it's health building, it's awesome. Seaweed is another one of my favorite superfoods to recommend. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Jen, really? Nutritional yeast, seaweed? These don't sound very appetizing. But let me give you the real information here. Seaweed or sea vegetables are jam-packed with minerals, vitamins, and anti-inflammatory compounds. I usually eat my seaweed in miso soup, in my kelp energy bars. Shout out to anyone who has tried that recipe. Let me know if you guys like it. And I also eat seaweed in sushi, of course. This magical food is delightfully salty and it contains calcium, sodium, folic acid, riboflavin, iron, magnesium. The list goes on and on. Seaweed is an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compound. It helps to build healthy neurotransmitters for brain function, as well as iodine for promoting thyroid function. If you or a loved one experience thyroid issues, seaweed can be incredibly health-building. Alright, so nutritional yeast and seaweed, those are some of my favorite superfoods to recommend to my clients and my loved ones, and I eat them regularly myself. Try one out this week and you'll reap the tasty, healthy benefits. Just trust me on this one. Now we're going to move on to question time, dear listeners. I recently received a question from one of you regarding a comment I made in an earlier episode. Karen asks, you mentioned Brazil nuts are high in selenium in your first podcast. What is selenium and why is it important? First of all, thank you so much for this thoughtful question, Karen. Okay, so here's the answer. Selenium is an essential mineral. Like I said earlier, our bodies don't produce vitamins or minerals, so we have to consume them in our diet. And it's an incredibly important nutrient in the body. One of the big issues with selenium consumption is that the average American doesn't consume enough of this vital mineral in their everyday diet. The standard American diet is very low in selenium, and it's incredibly important for our health. It's a powerful antioxidant supporting our brain health and our immune system. It's also really important for thyroid health because it plays an important role in the creation of thyroid hormones. Without this vital cofactor, specific thyroid hormones cannot be produced in the proper amounts in the body. So if you're looking to increase your intake of selenium, look for Brazil nuts, cremini mushrooms, oats, brown rice, and seafood such as cod, shrimp, halibut, and snapper. Hopefully you listeners have learned something new about the importance of micronutrients and phytonutrients for your health. Before we finish today, let's bring all this important information into our everyday lives with food for thought. This week's food for thought is colorful foods. Okay, sit with me here for a second. Think about what you ate today and let's be honest with ourselves. How many colors did you eat today? How many colors of the rainbow do you eat regularly, day to day? All right, let's think creatively. Think of a time in the future where you are your ideal version. You're your ideal you. How many colors would you want to be eating on a regular basis? What kinds of colorful fruits and vegetables would you eat regularly? Let me know your answers on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. I'm so excited to hear your responses. All right, everyone. Micronutrients and phytonutrients are in the books. Next week, we'll focus on the incredible health-building function of water in our bodies. We'll explore the necessary amounts of water for proper hydration daily, and we'll identify some tips and tricks to boosting our water intake. Before we head out for the day, if you have a question you'd like to send along, please don't forget, you can email eatpositivebepositive@gmail.com. March is launch month for Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast. I want to show my appreciation to all of you listeners with a giveaway. This first month, one winner will get 1 whole month of nutrition meetings. We'll have an initial consult where we'll talk about your health issues or health goals. I will prepare for you an individualized diet and lifestyle plan for you to use, and we'll have 2 additional support meetings in case you have any questions or any issues arise that we need to focus on. That's 4 meetings in total for you to begin your health journey today, and a small token of my gratitude to all of you listeners out there. In order to enter this giveaway, you will need to subscribe to Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast, share your love for Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast on a social media platform, and review the podcast to send me some valuable feedback. Currently, the only way to subscribe to Eat Positive, Be Positive podcast is YouTube. But dear listeners, I am working on it, and hopefully we will be on iTunes and SoundCloud before long. The second part of entering is sharing your love, and you can do that on any social media platform you like. The third part is review the podcast to send me some valuable feedback. So, number 1, subscribe. Number 2, share. And number 3, review. Easy as 1, 2, 3. And once you've done that, just send your email to eatpositivebepositive@gmail.com so that I know you've entered the contest and I'll choose a winner from there. Good luck to everyone. Thank you so much to everyone listening out there. Until next time, be kind to yourself, be positive, and be well.